Hello and welcome to Yoga Break. I'm Rhonda and this is Doris. And today we'd like to lead you through a very gentle yoga practice. We're going to be using chairs today. So if you have a chair that you could get very easily and bring so that you can do your practice from the chair. You'll need a chair that may be a kitchen chair, a folding chair, or anything that will be a nice, strong, solid base for you. And you want something that doesn't have a lot of cushions, but that can really hold you firmly. And you want it on a non-slippery surface. We don't want anybody sliding, so be sure that you have a strong, solid foundation. And we like to invite you to come to Vallejo Yoga anytime that you'd like to really work more into a practice, deepen your practice with a really live teacher. We invite you to do that. We would also invite your feedback, so if you have anything you'd like to tell us about what you'd like to see on this particular show, we'd like to accommodate you, so please give us your feedback. So if you have your chair, we're going to go ahead and get started. So sit down on your chair and come forward on the chair so that you're not leaning against the back. Your hips are forward. Your feet are planted solidly on the floor. And the hands can be resting right on your thighs. Just let them rest there. And let your eyes begin to just gently close. So just allow your eyes to close so that you can begin to come into contact with your breath in a new way. And that way is to be observing your breath from the inside out. So start to feel the inhalations and the exhalations right at the nostrils. So notice the cooling breath that enters and the warm breath that exhales. And keeping the feet firmly on the floor. And the legs are strong, but they're released and relaxed as much as you can. Release them. Have a gentle little tucking right at your core, so right at the belly button, just a little bit pressing back toward the spine. And then that allows your back to lengthen, creating space between the vertebrae. Letting your shoulders relax and release down away from the ears. And noticing the lines in your face, if you're drawing them in, if you're tightening, see if you can relax every muscle in your face. Letting go of the jaw, letting it relax and release. And then just be aware of your breath for 3 more rounds of breath. Again, noticing the inhalations and the exhalations, bringing you into a quiet center where you can move from that quietness. And then when you complete that 3rd round of breath, you can just gently open your eyes. And we're going to begin with some leg lifts. So we're going to start with our right leg. And just you can have your hands down on the sides of the chair if you wish, if that's supportive of you. And then as you inhale, just lift up your right leg. Press your foot out as though you were trying to press on the wall in front of you. And as you exhale, release the foot back down. So just inhale, pressing the leg out. And exhaling, releasing it back down. Inhale, press the leg out so the whole leg is activated. You have strength in the leg, it's strong. And release back down. And then lifting the left leg, reaching it up, pressing the foot out toward the wall as though you were trying to reach the wall in front of you. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Noticing if your shoulders are drawing up around your ears, keep them relaxed and released. Keep your heart center opening and pressing into the sit bones onto your chair. And release. And then we're going to do some arm lifts. So we're going to do the same with the arms. We're going to start with the right. So lifting up your right arm, just reach it up. And draw your shoulder blade down away from the ear. So reach with the fingertips And let your sit bone be pressing down so you have a nice long line between the sit bone and the reaching arm. And we'll do an exhalation and allow that arm to come down. And then we'll do 2 more with the breath. So inhale, lifting up. Again, let that shoulder draw back. And exhaling, releasing down. Again, inhale up. And release when you're ready with your own breath back down. And then the other side, inhale, lifting. So this really serves to firm the arms. So the stronger that you are in your arm as you lift and release, the more energy and the more firmness you can create. So really feel that energy in the arm. So keep it activated. It's not just going up there loosely, it's strong. The fingertips are reaching. 1 more lift. Inhale up. Keeping that firmness right in your core. So the navel is gently pressing back toward the back of your body, and release. And then we're going to do both arms. So reach both arms up. Draw the shoulder blades down. Reach the fingertips up. And exhale down. And 2 more rounds with your breath. So keep that energy in the arm so this arm is fully activated. And reaching through the fingertips. And the sit bones are pressing into your chair, so you have a lot of energy right from the sit bones and right from the core all the way up through the arms. And then exhale them down and just release the arms there for a couple of rounds of breath. And then we're going to do some side bends. So just taking hold of the chair with your left hand, we're going to reach the right arm up and over. So reach it up with lots of energy again in the arm as you reach it up and draw it over. So press your right sit bone into the chair and reach through the fingertips. So you're opening up all the intercostal muscles here. The ribs are lengthening and stretching apart. So lots of energy there. We're going to hold for 3 more rounds of breath. So as you breathe, open up your heart. So find a way to draw that right shoulder back slightly. Beautiful. And then turn your palm upward. Inhale it up. And then exhale the arm all the way down slowly to the side. And release. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So lifting the other arm up. Reach it up and press into your sit bone. Reach all the way through the side body and up through your fingertips. So there's a long line of energy. Keep opening up your heart and drawing that left shoulder blade back, away from your ears. Beautiful. And just let your body open up without trying to go over to the side. Just let it open. 3 more rounds of breath. Your next inhalation, turn the palm up. Inhale, watch the hand as you bring it up, and then watch it as you exhale it all the way down. And adding that in, you'll get a little stretch in the neck as well. So we're going to do that on both sides again. So we're going to come to the left side again. So reach your right arm up and over. Take 5 rounds of breath. So opening up your heart, reaching through the fingers, pressing into that sit bone. Keep your heart shining forward. Beautiful. Just let the body open. Keep a little engagement at your core so you don't lose the spine. So you don't want your low back to take any pressure. Inhale and turn your palm upward, lifting it up, and exhale it all the way back down. And we'll do the same on the other side. So again, lifting the arm up, reaching it up and reaching over. Open your heart. 5 rounds of breath. Just noticing if you're finding more opening happening press the feet into the floor. Notice both feet are equally pressing into the floor. Your heart is open. Beautiful. And then as you next inhale, turn that palm up. Inhale up and exhale the arm straight down. And just take a moment to notice. And then we're going to do some twists. So we're going to keep the feet firmly on the floor. We're going to twist to the left first. So we'll keep the firm feet on the floor and lift up out of the waist and just draw yourself around. Take hold of the back of your chair with your left hand and bring your right hand on the outside of the right thigh onto the chair and then twist out of the core. So not from your low back, pressing into the core, but lifting up through your navel, lifting it up and drawing it back toward your spine. And opening your heart, let your shoulders relax. Take 3 rounds of breath. Continue to feel this liftedness. So not sinking down into your waist, but lifting. And then inhale the next time back around to your center. And just notice how that feels. And then do the same on the opposite side. So we're going to turn, bring the hand on the back of the chair, the left hand on the outside of your right thigh or on the chair. And then open up your heart, draw your shoulders down. And continue to just let your body open up with a twist. Pressing into the sit bones. Letting your facial muscles relax. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And then inhale back to your center. And then just noticing how that feels. And I'm going to do some hip openers on the chair. So I'm going to come a little forward onto the chair again if you slid backwards. I'm going to take the right foot and just bring it right up on top of the right thigh. So activate your foot, have the foot flexed so that it's not just flaccid there, but it's strong. That will protect your knee. Now if this isn't workable for you and you really can't get your knee up there, then you could also bring the leg up, out and just bring this right ankle wherever it goes, maybe on the shin, maybe up on the knee here. But just be mindful of where you are. Be very mindful. So we want to open up from the hips, and maybe you want to take this right hip and just draw it down toward the chair and open through your heart. And if it's there for you, you might want to fold a little forward. Just folding forward if that works for you. If it's just not there for you, then stay up high, stay wherever you are. But keep this outer hip drawing down. Feel lots of work in that outer hip area, so we're opening up that hip. Really supportive of the hips and the hip joint, the muscles, the sciatica, very important for us. Take 2 more rounds of breath there. Maybe you can let your head come down or not. And then inhale, lifting up with your core, back up to seated, and release your foot to the floor. And then we're going to take the other foot up. Now wherever it goes this time, and you'll notice a difference in the 2 sides, so maybe one is more or less stretched out than the other, so just be aware of that. Again, drawing this hip down, this left thigh, you can draw that energy down, just finding a way to wrap that down toward the chair and open up your heart, keeping the flex in the feet. Maybe folding forward, just noticing where you are, going wherever is right for your body. Press the sit bones into the chair. And maybe your head will come down. Maybe that's not comfortable and you need to keep the neck straight, the cervical spine in line with the rest of the spine. You be aware of where you are. 2 more rounds of breath. And then drawing yourself back up from the core, using your core energy to come back up. And then releasing the foot down. Take a round of breath. And then inhale, lifting up, we're just going to fold forward. So you could bring your feet out to the edge of the mat if you wish, or if you want to keep them in close, it's up to you. Either way. If you have them close, you'll have more opening in the upper spine, so just noticing that. If you have them out, then more hip opening. Just be aware of where you are. And take 5 rounds of breath. On your next inhalation, slowly start to round up. Using your core muscles again. It's coming all the way up. And we'll bring the head up last. And then from here, we're going to stand up next and have the chair in front. So if you don't have a sticky mat for your chair, or it's not on a non-slip surface like Rhonda said earlier, then you want to make sure that you have your chair up against a wall so it doesn't slide out from under you. So bring your hands to the chair. You can have your hands flat on the chair like so, or you might wrap your hands around the side, whatever feels, more comfortable for you. And then we're going to walk the feet back. We're going to come into a downward facing dog using the support of the chair. So your arms are going to be straight. Try to get your ankles underneath the hips. And press into the chair with the hands. Lengthen the spine. Reach back through your tailbone. Let's take a few breaths here, breathing deeply into the back of your body, in between the shoulder blades, into the back of the legs. Right, and then bring your awareness again to your core, right at your navel center. And then on an inhale, we're going to start to move from the core into a push-up pose. So just starting to move forward and bringing the shoulders out over the wrists. So if you can get your shoulders right over the wrists, you want to go there. But if that's not possible for you, then you might be right here. Find the place that you can hold now. Legs are working really hard here. Nice and strong, arms nice and strong. Take another deep breath in, and then on exhale, we're going to lift the hips up again and move back into down dog. Stay for about 5 breaths. You can always bend the knees. If your hamstrings are really tight and it's hard for you to do this, then bend your knees some. Relieve some of that tension in the back of the legs. And keep the arms long. Even though our focus is probably really in the back of the body a lot right now, bring your awareness to the front of your body as well. And breathe deeply into the chest. Keep the collarbones wide. Press the top of the thighs back, so you feel the knees engage and lift up. And then we're going to do one more push-up pose. So on an inhale, start to come forward again. Try to get your body flat like a board. You might have to wiggle the feet back. Lift your core up again. Your abs are engaged. And then on your next exhale, we're going to shift the hips back one more time into down dog. Let's take a round of breath here. And then we're going to step our right foot forward next. We're just going to bring your right foot right up near the front edge of the chair. And then we're going to drop the left knee down to the floor. If you need support under your knee, you could always put a blanket right underneath the knee. Try to have your right ankle right underneath your right knee so you have good alignment there. And then an option here, you could take your hands to the top of the leg and just really straighten the spine up. Or maybe you even want to take your arms straight up. Reach up here, soften the shoulders down. And if
If you feel wobbly, you can always bring your hands back down to the chair for support. Take another deep breath in, lengthen up through the arms, and then on your exhale, we're going to bring the hands back down to the chair. And then curl your toes under on the back foot, and then just lift that knee off the floor, step your right foot back, come into down dog. Take another round of breath here. It's building more length into your spine. And then we're going to step the left foot forward next. So bring that foot right up towards the front edge of the chair, and then drop the knee down. And then from here, hands to the top of the thigh, or maybe taking the arms straight up. Just reaching up there. Take one more deep inhale, and then exhale. We'll bring the hands back down to the chair. Curl your back toes under on the right foot, straighten that leg, lift the hips, and then step back to down dog. Take one more round of breath. And the next inhale, we're going to step the right foot forward again, coming back into that lunge, but this time we're going to keep the back knee off the floor. If you need the support of bringing the knee down to the floor, then of course take the knee down to the floor. But if you can keep your back leg straight, keep your back leg straight. Try not to be real heavy in the hands. Make your legs work and stay really grounded through the feet. And then next exhale, we're going to lift the hips back up, step back to down dog. Take one more round of breath here, down dog. And then we're going to do that lunge on the left side. So just stepping the left foot forward next. And then dropping the hips down, keep the right leg straight. Reach your heart center forward. And then next exhale, we're going to come back to down dog again. And take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to walk the feet forward now, right to the front of the chair. And then take an inhale and just lift yourself up to standing. And then we're going to sit back down in the chair. Turn around. And then from here, just kind of roll your shoulders around a little bit. Did a lot of work with the arms. It's going to loosen up there. And then we're going to come back to the twist that we did earlier. So we're going to start by turning to the right. So just turn to the right, bring your hand to the back of the chair, your left hand to the outer thigh or knee, lifting up out of your hips, turning the upper body. And then next inhale, turn the head forward. And then exhale, release it. And then we're going to twist to the left next. So bringing the left hand behind you, right hand to the outer thigh, and then opening up the left shoulder. And on your next inhale, turn your head forward. And then we're going to exhale and release. And we're going to do that forward fold again. So bring your feet apart, or you can have them together if you prefer. And then we're just going to fold forward. Nice symmetrical pose here. Take a few breaths. Release through your head and neck. Maybe even nod your head or shake your head so you make sure that you're not holding on, not tightening up there. And then we're going to slowly come up again, engaging your core, press down through your feet, and then just rounding up nice and slow. We'll bring the head up last, roll the shoulders back, and let the shoulders release down. And then we're going to bring the hands together right in front of the heart. At this time, you might feel like you would like to lay down into Shavasana. We usually end in Shavasana. So if you're at home, come down onto the floor and lay down, palms up, legs apart, just stretch out, like you would, and rest for at least 5 minutes if you have the time. Close the eyes if you prefer to stay seated. Just let the eyes close. Come back to the breath again, exactly where we started. Practice begins and ends always with the breath.